to Dating and Relationship Advice. I have a guest here. Her name's Rebecca, and I was kind of curious. So when my guests come on, I usually like to have them describe themselves because people can't see you. So I don't know if that's offensive at all, or is it okay?
No, I don't think it's offensive.
Okay. Because I figure everybody knows kind of what I look like because everybody else described who I was. Unless people are just new to the podcast and they didn't listen to episode 1.
Well, they're missing out if they didn't, so.
But, so I was thinking maybe I can describe you, should I?
Yeah, that's fun.
So I would say you're gorgeous, blonde, and your hair's fairly long. How long would you say?
Mid-back. Bra strap.
Okay, that's good. And you have long eyelashes and...
Those are fake, I'm going to be honest.
Why
But I love those.
would you say that?
Because I'm being honest. This is about honesty, right?
No, you're supposed to lie on this thing.
Oh, they're all natural.
I'm just kidding. No, you don't have to lie. We had another podcast about lying.
Okay, good. I can't wait for that one.
No, we can talk about trust issues. That's a big one. But I figure we can go through an email that somebody sent in that wanted our opinion, or at least my opinion on something, and I was hoping you can help out, and because I think you're very articulate and you would have something good to offer, right?
I hope so, yeah.
Okay.
Let's read it.
Okay, so let's read it. So there's this young lady who sent the email in. I can't tell how old she is. So, would you mind reading it?
No problem. Okay. First of all, I'm going to guess like mid-50s?
50s?
Well, okay. You'll see why I say that. Okay. It says, I was dating a guy for 22 years and it was great at first. But as time went on, we were not a good match based solely on our personalities. Right when I thought we should part ways, I found out I was pregnant, and before I told him, he proposed. It was a perfect storm of what do I do. I respected this man and cared for him, but I knew he was not right for me. Fast forward all these years. We stayed together, never got married, and ended up having that first child, a son, and later a daughter. We split 6 years ago. Here's my torture. Staying with a man I liked and viewed as kind but I didn't love. I was a cheater. I'm ashamed to discuss with myself, but that is the idiotic thing I do to cope.
Wait, hold on.
So she is not in her 50s. I'm thinking, so she knew this guy when she was 5 years old, basically.
So, well, see, I already have a kind of a problem. So, would you actually...
Have a second one?
Well, no, she had 2 kids with this guy.
Right.
So, would you date somebody that you're, not that into and stay there with him?
No, not me. I wouldn't.
No. Yeah, because that's on the borderline of settling. But, I kind of learned, in a sense, everybody does settle.
She's afraid to change. I can tell right now.
But I'm thinking, I don't want to call it settling, because you can compromise with each other.
Yeah.
Instead of call it settling.
But I felt like she was just existing with this person. I don't think that she was happy with this person.
No, I don't think so either.
And I doubt he was happy with her either, but...
Yeah,
may I continue?
Yeah, I just had a problem with.
No, I get it.
Just going, because, I have some other friends that just, there was relationships that they gave up that were perfect and everything was great, but then maybe their anxiety or their jealousy or something else came into play where they just couldn't deal with it anymore. So they went on to somebody that was okay.
They settled.
I don't know. Not according to them, though.
Well, I think anxiety and jealousy can just come early on in a relationship, too, or when you're younger. I think as you grow and you go through more experiences, I was very insecure back in the day. Trust me. I really was.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if you really like somebody and the attraction is there and the passion is there and all kinds of other things, there's other stronger
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose that person. So, I mean, it's nice to be jealous in a sense,
No, I
but
agree.
not overly done.
It's good to be protective of what you have and what you consider as a good thing between the two of you. I mean, you don't want to be jealous to the point that you drive that person away. However, do they do things that make you feel jealous? Like, can they change something about their behavior that makes you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, because you don't want to be jealous where you're hurting the relationship.
No, exactly.
But, it's kind of a nice quality because I like to feel wanted in the sense of
Right.
a little bit of jealousy.
Right. And if someone says, I'm jealous over this or that, you don't want them to look at you and say you're crazy. You'd rather them say, well, how do I can I change something that I'm doing? Not that you're doing something wrong, but can I change something to make this person feel better about it or more secure? Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's just communication, I think, in general. But
Yeah, I guess I was going to say that in general, people just don't communicate what they're feeling, or they're afraid of what their partner's going to...
they're afraid of the reaction.
Yeah. When you shouldn't be afraid, you should just be open.
Yes. It doesn't mean a fight. It just means like a conversation.
But it usually ends into a fight.
Always.
It's like, you're looking at that other woman's butt?
Yeah. I can tell you. We'll talk about that in another episode. But yeah, I can
We'll
go
talk
on.
about that in this episode.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. But that's. Do you want me to continue reading this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So last thing we said was, I was a cheater. I'm ashamed to discuss with myself, but that is the idiotic thing I did to cope. So it says, if I look back, I wish I could change it all. So many factors played into my bad decisions. I will not make excuses like alcohol, depression, and stupidity. Since I left my former home, now my 23-year-old son has not spoken to or contacted me. I tried to be a good mom and active in his life. I did my best to make him feel loved. However, at the age of 17, he found out that I was a cheater and he is repulsed by me. He threatened suicide at one point. That's awful. I'm in constant fear that he will, and it will be me to blame. It's been over 6 years. I tried to call him, text him, send him gifts, all to no avail. He hates me, and once he told me he wished I would die. His father has no interest in helping me, and I can't say I blame him. I have a younger child, and that is the only reason I want to keep living. I work, have a new relationship, and try to keep it together. At the end of every day, I just miss my son. I feel horrible on what a loser I was and can barely keep it together. I'm ruining my 4-year relationship that I'm in now, being sad, angry, and bitter. I've tried to get counseling, but it all seems to be common sense, which I can't seem to grasp anymore because I am sad losing my firstborn and only son. Oh, I want to hug her. I just do.
Well, see, I get these kind of emails all the time, so...
But I feel for her. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the point of the podcast, is to help people get into a better relationship and get into something more loving and accepting.
It's also because I've got sons. I got all boys. So I just feel very I don't know. That's hard because they don't always know your heart. And sometimes I don't think they ever know it until they have kids of their own. I say that to my kids all the time.
Right.
You won't really know, things until you actually have any kids of your own. But
So It still sounds like there's a communication problem. But right now, he doesn't want to hear it because maybe he's heard bad stories.
Yeah.
When there's actually reasons why she did what she did.
Well, he doesn't also realize, I think, that she settled for somebody. I don't know that he really is fully aware of what that's like yet at his early age of being 23.
Right. I mean,
to a degree he might, but I'm just saying, I feel like he feels like she uprooted his whole life probably with everything that she did. And
well, he probably is resentful that I guess the original father and her aren't together, and they could have been a family.
But she was with him for 22 years. It wasn't like she didn't do her time. Like I'm telling you, she stuck it out, and I feel like she kept sticking it out further and further. Like my first marriage, the day before I got married, I knew I should not be marrying him. All the invites were out. 511 people attended our wedding. I knew. I went for a run that morning, and I'm like, I know I should not be marrying this man. What was I going to do? However, I had 3 sons with him.
So that was after the fact?
Yeah. We got married. We were married 11 years. I mean, I have my 3 boys. I don't think God makes mistakes when it comes to those kind of things. However, it wasn't just cold feet. I knew it wasn't just cold feet. I knew I was trying to be a fixer. And I thought, I can fix all the issues that he has.
No, you
I
can't.
just turned 22 when we got married. I was so super young. And I also kind of wanted out of my parents' home. And I grew up in a very religious household where I didn't get to kind of go off and experience certain things that some people did. So we'll explain that later in life. That's a great, another new podcast probably. What it's like growing up underneath like situations like that. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I kind of felt like
So
I
you
don't
want to
know.
do more podcasts with me?
definitely, just not because you're good looking either, but yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah, whatever. But now you gave me, you lost my train of thought.
Oh, he's blushing for anyone who can't see.
You're terrible.
Terrible.
What was I gonna say? Jesus.
No, but I feel for this lady. I really do. And the fact that she can own all this, like, this is a lot to own up. Like, so my second marriage, which can be another podcast too, I literally had to sit my kids down because I had, like, I needed a brain transplant probably, but I got married for a second time, thought he was everything I needed, and 6 months after being married to him, it's like he just thought he could just be like he wanted to be the man that he thought he could be, and then all of a sudden he had me, and he's just stopped trying.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens a lot because there was
Oh my
another
God.
podcast with Beth where we talked about settling,
Yeah.
and
well,
I don't like that either.
well, and anything after
Or
a
not
week-
settling, but the courting was all done,
Oh, yes.
and he's
And they just
got
give
you.
up. They stop. They're like, we're done.
It's like, no, that's the fun of it. I mean, you're with your partner, you're with somebody that you want to be with. Why don't you still go on dates? Why don't you make things exciting? That's the thing that I like too.
Trying effort. Like, I mean, it feels effortless because it's fun doing that.
Yeah, there should be no effort with the person that you want to be with.
I agree. But as time went on, like, and when that relationship ended, I literally had to sit all my kids down and say, I apologize for. My kids gave me all the red flags. They all came to me and said, we don't think you should marry him. Here's why. I thought it was just boys being protective of their mom. And no, they were right. So I had to swallow my pride, like in tears, apologize to my kids and say, I'm sorry that, like, for the last 3 or 4 years we went through this, but they respected me so much more for doing that. And I became even closer to my boys after that, I think. They saw me as more of a human than just mom, and kind of like they want to protect me in a sense, but yet they witness a lot of things too that they shouldn't have to witness in that toxic relationship. But
Well, you didn't want to see it at the time because you were in love, right?
I was, and I was one. I mean, I never thought in a million years I'd ever be with a man who could cheat on me, and I would still say, let's work on it. But I didn't want to say I was divorced for a second time. So that kind of, but then that goes in, we'll dive into that in another podcast. My history of, you know, a police
Well,
chief father and a pastor as a father. Like, I have a crazy background that, like, you know, it's,
Well, I've had the same thing where somebody cheated on me, but she would never admit it. But then I still accepted her back because of the connection we had. But
I can understand. I don't look down on it. I think if anything, I think somebody's pretty strong to be able to do that. But I'm just saying, like, it's everything that comes after that. The insecurities and the mistrust and questioning, and every night you lay your head on your pillow wondering, like, is she being honest with me about this or that? Or is this really going on? And you kind of torture yourself with it. And
yeah,
at one point in my life, I realized I can't control somebody, like, in a relationship. Like, they're either going to do it or they're not. And so, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was in that relationship. It was video me about this or that. If you're in a meeting, if you're with a guy, and he was cheating on me the whole time. So, I mean, it was crazy.
yeah, I've been through that too. Where she blamed me for lying when I wasn't really lying. And I
They
had to-
see what they want to see. And
Yeah, and I went above and beyond just to prove.
Yeah. But they want to make
And
their
that didn't
narrative,
matter.
and their narrative is something different than what. I mean, a lot of it is to justify their own actions, I think, and make them feel better about themselves. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we've got so many more topics we can do on podcasts after this. I swear.
So what about this young lady and her
No, like I
son?
said, I just want to hug her, but I feel like I said, sitting him down and just being brutally honest, like you were in this email, I would look at him and say, hey, I'd show him this email if I were her.
I mean, it shows she cares.
Oh, she's
It
hurting over
sounds
this. I
like,
mean, she's
yeah.
carrying this as a burden, and she is. You get wiser as you get older, and I think if anything, it'll teach her son something. But like, he just has to look at his mom as being more vulnerable and not just somebody who's hurt him. I mean, she's been hurt.
Right.
She's also a victim. I mean, and so it kind of is like a chain reaction. But I just think that I give her a lot of credit for owning up to what she's done.
Yeah, but there's, I mean, I think she saw it right away where there's things she knew she couldn't or she shouldn't have got into. And then she wouldn't be in the place where she is now. But I think as her son gets older, he'll understand things. And once he becomes a father, he'll probably understand things even more.
Completely.
And then you can have that conversation.
I feel like she stayed because she felt like everyone else thought it was the right thing for her to do, not because it's what she wanted to do for herself. And that doesn't always give you it's not a good excuse sometimes, but I don't know.
No, it's not. Yeah, I know it's bad, but I would still make the effort. And if he doesn't come around, he doesn't come around. But as long as he gets the sense that you're making an effort.
He needs to know his mom loves him and that she regrets things, and I think that will make him feel better. And at the end of the day, he gets to do with what he wants to do with that information, and that's the ball's in his court at that point in time.
Yeah, because once it gets to the point where you can't have that conversation, we can always look back at, see, I made the effort.
Oh, definitely.
I do care about you.
Definitely. And one day, I mean, I hope to God that they make amends while she's still on this earth and he is, but one day, I hate to say it, she's also trying to prevent him from feeling a lot of regret when she's not here one day because, I don't know. Again, that's another podcast. I have something I can talk about with that, but I'm just saying, you don't ever want your kids to have regret, and I think that she's trying to, she feels regret. She wants to let him know how she's feeling, and he doesn't quite see it yet.
Yeah, and there's nothing, or no reason to end your life because of it.
No.
Because it's going to make things a lot worse.
Definitely.
Because your kids aren't going to know who you are once they get to the point where they want to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, Mom, what would you like when you were my age?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. No, I agree completely.
Yeah. Or maybe they're coming across the same situation where he's going to get into a relationship and he got a young lady. It will come back and
it will bite him. Trust me.
He got a young lady pregnant, and then all of a sudden she wants to leave, and then he's going to miss his kid.
Well, I just hope for his sake at one point he can swallow his pride and be like, okay, my mom's a human. We all do the best we can do with what we've been given. I just think that for him to figure that out sooner than later will be better for him. But if not, I kind of feel like God has a way of teaching lessons in life. And sometimes it doesn't feel good, but you just kind of have to own it and realize okay, this is what she meant all these years. And now I'm living it. And I think he's a boy and she's his mom. So I think he would want to hear from her and hear all these things. So I hope that she can put all this into an email to him or a text or whatever. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, because right now he's mad.
He feels jaded. He feels, yeah, it's hard too. And plus, how long ago was this written?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Within the last year, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so if he's 23 and my oldest is 20, this is our kids are very entitled these days, trust me. They feel very everything is their feelings, everything is them, and it's hard. It's hard raising kids, especially young men that age. It's hard to make them young men and treat other people well and explain things to them. And I don't know. It's just they're large 14-year-olds at 23. They really are. I'm telling you, they're impulsive and their decision making skills aren't always up to where they were when I was 23. I feel or when you were.
I don't know.
33.
I made good decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew what I wanted to be. I knew what college I wanted to go to. I knew what job I wanted to go to. I wasn't really impulsive. And,
well, you also look 10 years younger than me, and you're 10 years older than me, so it's all good.
we're not talking about age.
Well, whatever.
Because
I want to do what you're doing.
We want all age groups to.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the funny thing is like, here's the funny thing too. My son wanted the podcast thing he wanted to listen.
Yeah.
And he's 20 and he cares enough to hear about like relationships, and he dives that deep into it, like, the psyche of everything. And I'll never forget the first time he came home when he was 17. He's like, okay, when a girl says this, what does she really mean? And I had to like literally, I feel like I wanted to write a book for like when a girl says, leave, get out of my house, or leave and don't call me. And he's like, so I did that. And so what does she really mean? I'm like, she really means don't leave. And she wants you to chase her right now. That's what she really means. So he was just like completely like always using me as like his, I don't know.
Yeah, but that doesn't always work either.
I was his dictionary, basically, for lingo for girls that age, because he's like, wait, or when she's on her period, Mom, she's like this. And my son literally set a reminder in his calendar every single month once he realized his girlfriend's period to send her flowers.
Oh.
He did. I think he was like literally going that far to kind of please somebody. And I mean, it never worked in his favor though. I mean, because she always felt like,
well, see, then the flowers turn into something negative.
Well, and everything turns into everything was like a monetary gift. Like everything was like, well, she's upset about this, so I got to go buy her that, and I have to. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're chasing something. It's not. It was a game. It was such a game. I said it shouldn't be this difficult.
No, see, you have to understand her love language. See, that's where that comes into play.
And I love this girl to death. I think she's a great girl, but she had a boyfriend who cheated on her before him. And so she held him accountable for everything that the previous boyfriend did. And he is somebody who, when I would say, why do you stay? Well, she's safe and I trust her. She's loyal. And you can't find loyalty these days, he said. So I completely understand and respect the fact that he finds loyalty to be a really good quality. However, when someone's emotionally being kind of abusive to you, whether it be, hey, you should see the dermatologist because your acne is too bad, or sometimes I don't know if I love you like a brother or like a boyfriend. I'm like, dude, this is not good. Like, this is not healthy. It makes you question yourself and you feel bad about yourself. And he's always building her up, and she's kind of like just knocking him down.
Yeah, because she's expecting him to be the other guy.
All the time. And then they break up for a while, and then she comes back and she's like, oh, there's not people out there like you. There's guys aren't gentlemen, or they're not this or not that. I mean, one time they were walking through a shady area of town, and there were 3 or 4 guys and a group of people catcalling her. And my son just grabbed her hand and kept walking, and she was mad that he didn't turn around and say something. And he's like, what was I going to do? I was outnumbered. I don't carry a weapon. What am I going to do? Like, I felt like... Yeah. Being silent at that point in time was like, I was keeping you safe. I grabbed your hand. We kept walking. I mean, if I got 4 guys on me, what's happening to you?
Right.
But she just wanted him to stand up and be like Superman in front of her.
Yeah, that's what she likes.
So he bounced it off my dad, who has this law enforcement background and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, what do you think about it? And he's like, well, sometimes valor is silent. Like, you did the right thing. I think you did the right thing. He's like, I would have done something different, but I carry a weapon on me all the time, and I've been in this background for many years. I would have done something different, but I think you did best by her in that situation, and I think her parents would think so too. So he bounced it off her parents, and they agreed.
Yeah.
So it made her change her mind, but at that moment, she felt like he was backing down. And he's like, what was I going to do? I was way outnumbered. Like, I was just trying to look out for both of us and just, so it's hard. He kind of can't win for losing, but I don't blame her either.
It's smarter to walk away.
I feel for her because I've been that insecure girl.
Violence just breeds violence.
Yeah, but I've been in her shoes before too, so I've just grown up a lot since then.
But then that's going back to her. That's not teaching her anything. Mm-mm. So that's just teaching her that it's acceptable to cheat, and it's acceptable to do these other things, and then you'll be right there. You'll be my rug. I can wipe my feet on. That's not good either.
Well, and he makes her feel very beautiful. She's stunning. She could be a model. She's very stunning. He moved her into her college dorm. She got a scholarship to run track. He moved her in, and 2 days later he moved her out because she just wanted to come home. I mean, he stresses himself out over her. He loves her unconditionally, but he's like, Mom, I just can't.
No, it's too much stress. I mean,
Yeah.
there's other people like that.
And he also loves her family. So I've been in a situation when I was younger, too, where I loved the family so much that I kind of was with him more for his family because I felt like an unconditional love from them and that togetherness. And, you know, that's also not good either. So
But he's still young enough. There's tons of people
I
out there.
know. He wants to have a hobby that he can enjoy and not have someone tell him, like, he's, you know,
Well, he can make a podcast with me.
he wants to. I told you he does. He's
And
all
we,
into
we
that.
can talk about women all day.
He can, trust
And
me.
what he thinks
Yeah.
and all kinds of problems. Well, people write in all the time about those same exact things.
Yeah, he's very philosophical. I mean, but he's an entrepreneur at heart. Like, you know, he has all these ideas, and she's like, oh, you bounce all these ideas off me, and you think they're going to make you a lot of money, but they don't. And he's like, well, why don't we find a hobby together? Like, he really does try to do the right thing when it comes by her, but
Yeah, because I do the same things. I mean, you know, I created a card game. It didn't
Yeah,
really go anywhere. Nobody liked it, but it's a really
it
great
was the
card.
intentions, though.
Yeah, and there is no card game out there that's like that.
Right.
And who cares? I have a business plan for a restaurant idea for a touchscreen table.
We talked
Nobody
about that.
cares.
That's a good idea. I care. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I guarantee, you know, people would come back just for that particular table and that entertainment value.
I had an invention once, but it didn't go, so we'll talk about that in another podcast.
Yeah, and I created a board game. I tried to publish that too, and it just didn't go anywhere. I mean, there's lots of
Not
things
many
that
people care about relationships, though, like they should. But so that's why, and which is sad but true.
Well, I mean, this is a good learning tool for everybody. Everybody has their experiences. Everybody wants to know how to, you know, please the people that they care for, or how to get that love and that connection that they need and they want. You might be looking in the wrong, in with the wrong person.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
That should be a theme song for this podcast.
But
Not to date myself or you, but
yeah, you don't want to get attached to the wrong people. And
No,
I think
I agree.
your son got attached to maybe the looks and the package, but
he got attached to.
in the end, it's just not
Yeah.
healthy.
I'll never forget one morning I woke him up for school when he was like 18. He's like his senior year. He's like, Mom, I didn't sleep at all. She had a bad dream that I cheated on her, so I had to we were talking for the last 2 hours. I had to talk her through it and stay on the phone. And he was still like on speakerphone. Like it was like, I'm like, dude, this is not healthy. This is not good. It's not good.
No, to convince somebody to continue to date you, it's
Well,
not.
she was pissed off at him because she had a dream where he cheated on her. Like she was so livid with him.
But it's not real.
No, it's not real, and he's having to answer for it. But for her, it's like it's real because. So I'll say this much: I go to church every Sunday. You know this; it's very important in my life. I've raised my kids that way. My son would miss church to go do things with her, but do you think she would ever
No.
never more than twice ever step foot in church? And he's like, I really want that to be a thing where, yeah, he doesn't live his life according to the gospel like he should, but he's like, it is important for me. Plus, when I have kids one day, I want them to be raised in church. If she can't even get herself out of bed on a Sunday morning to come to church with me for an hour and a half, but I do all this and that for her, what does that say about our relationship? It's just one-sided.
Well, see, this is the important thing. So the morals and values aren't the same. So they don't belong
Not at
together.
all. No. You know, another good idea for a podcast is blended families, because we could talk about that forever. That's where morals and values, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I mean, my second marriage was a blended family, and the morals and values were not there for his kids, they were for mine. But we were raising kids two different ways. I'm like, that's not fair. We can't do that to our kids. It's not okay for me to say, guys, get up and get ready, we're going to church, and for him to be like, nope, mine don't have to go, though. And even his mom said something like, that's not okay. You guys should be like a force that's just one force altogether. You're doing everything the same, and it's only going to help his kids and benefit them, but he just doesn't want to do the arguing or the fight with them.
Yeah, well, that's not what they're used to. That's not their
Not at all.
normal, so to say.
Not at all. Nope. But my kids, I guess I should say that we had a lot of behavior issues with his that we didn't have with mine. And so I kind of felt like, okay, sitting back and just putting on autopilot, like look and see how this is going. Yours gets busted for pot at school on a random drug test because they test all the athletes at school, and I've never had the issues that I ever had with his kids, with mine. Never.
Oh, it's just different because maybe.
I held mine to a higher standard, but I also knew I had a stepson at that time who said to me too that, like, I can't talk to my mom and dad like I can talk to you. No one cared enough to talk to me about this or that, and it just, heck, and we went golfing 6 weeks ago together, him and my son. Like, they were still close to him. I just know what he's capable of, and I know that I saw the good in him. And even when he tried my patience, like two girls didn't, but he did. But I still, like, what I missed the most out of that marriage was my stepson. Because I was good for him, and he was good for he tried my patience all the time, but he also knows that I saw the best in him. And I mean, I don't know. I just think that it does my heart good when I still see that my kids talk to him, they hang out together, and he's doing okay, and he's not doing what he should be doing because that kid is a genius. I've never met a smarter kid than him, even out of my kids.
That's good. So he has a future.
He has no drive. He's a manager at a fast food restaurant. He dropped out of college, and he has no drive. He wants it to come easy, but he is so smart. And I just felt like if I was still in his life in that capacity, he would be something different than what he's doing right now.
Right, but he's still learning. Everybody learns.
He is, and he's a good kid, and he turned out. I think he turned out good as far as, like, he's a good kid. I don't know. I kind of loved him unconditionally, completely. The girls I didn't get to know well enough. Like, girls are girls, they're teenage girls. It's different. But him, I don't know. Being a mom of all boys, I think I had a special place in my heart for him where that kind of stuff is concerned. So, yeah. But they all know they can still reach out to me, and I'd be there in a heartbeat. So,
yeah, that's nice. You're too compassionate.
Just not for their dad. But they're not even that for their dad anymore. Like, he lost all kinds of, like, communication with them when we split. I tried so hard to hold that together too. Plus stuff with my kids and myself, and so it was just, I was playing like party planner all the time. I felt
Why'd you put all that weight on your shoulders?
I don't know. I wanted a good, strong, healthy family environment for everybody, not just my kids, but his too. So other things were just a little bit more important to him. So
yeah,
and it wasn't my job to hold it together. So
no,
and I realized that, but it was still hard because I still feel like that they long for and want that relationship with their dad, and I wasn't going to be the one to facilitate it. I couldn't, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, if they don't want something, they'll hang themselves.
But if I see them on the street, or I see some of his family, like they're all so nice and welcoming to me. But like it is, I don't know. Next topic. Keep going.
Next topic.
It's already been 33 minutes. Look at us.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh my God, Becky, look for that.
Let's get some more alcohol. No, I'm just kidding.
How's that treating you?
Yeah, I do need some more.
Brian is drinking. Dee is drinking Blue Raspberry Super Hydration, and I am drinking a Long Island iced tea. So it's like you and Lisa when you're on air together. She always has something hard, right?
No, me and her never went out. So
no. But when she was doing your podcast with you.
Oh, I don't know.
She made a comment about you not drinking, but she does when she's, yeah.
Oh, yeah, she drank a lot.
Okay, moving forward.
Yeah, I got wasted a bunch of times. And
you did, sure, uh-huh.
I had to carry.
Brian can't get wasted. He doesn't know how to get wasted, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nope. I tried, but I want to see that side, but we'll see.
You tried. You didn't try.
A little bit the other night.
You did?
Give you that drink?
Oh, that was nothing.
We should go to a commercial break. Just kidding.
Yeah, we should sell alcoholic beverages.
No.
No?
No, that's all good. All right, keep going. Let's go. What else is
This
next?
can all be edited.
Do we have another email that we can look at?
Not another one real quick.
Huh?
No.
No. But what else
see,
do we want to talk about?
I was interesed in your dating story.
Okay, ask me any question and I'll tell you.
Everybody knows my dating story. It's like,
It's colorful.
see, it's unfortunate we talk about bad dating stories because there are good dating stories out there.
Oh yeah.
There's good
I
happy,
had
but
all
it's
kinds
more
of-
entertaining to
Oh my
hear
god!
the
I always
bad
said.
ones.
Remember, I told you the one time I said I'm going to write a bathroom book about my online dating stories. I don't do online dating whatsoever anymore, but I kind of met somebody that kind of like I was done with online dating, but yeah, I got stories from before that I can tell you. Trust me.
Well, give me some stories.
Well, there was the one guy who I literally had in a dating profile once, like, if you wear affliction, like, keep swiping because I'm not interested in you. And I was a gym rat, trust me. I did powerlifting competitions and weightlifting stuff, and I had all those gym rats there, and I just was not into the bodybuilding dudes at all. Like, I could be good friends, but I was not interested romantically in them because they're so all about them.
You're more interested in the thin, weak, no, I'm just kidding. Taller than you kind of guys.
Stop it. No. But anyways, so no, I don't know. There was just something that was like unattractive about the guys who would wear stuff from the buckle. I don't know. It was weird. Like, mind you, I was still wearing buckle jeans, but like when they would wear it, it would turn me off. I don't know. So I go on a date with a guy and I walk in there and we're at BW3's. Mm-hmm. And he not only has an Affliction t-shirt, but an Affliction leather jacket. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's a cop. Okay. So my dad's a retired police officer. And I know 80% of police officers cheat on their wives. Not all of them, but a big portion do. So by the end of the date, he thought I was like he was going to marry me after that or something. And he got so thirsty and kept texting me all these messages. And I'm like, okay, this is not at all attractive. And
Wait, let's back up a little bit. So before that, how was the date going? I mean, wasn't it going
no,
good?
I walked in and I saw what he was wearing, and it just went south from there.
Yeah, but what? Does it
All
really
he did was talk
matter?
about him. No, he was a big
Oh.
beefcake, and all he did was talk about himself. And he had a shirt with more bling than my own jeans had on at the time, and those were popular then, but they're not now, FYI. But
So it wasn't really what he was wearing. It's just he was just talking a lot about
he was
himself,
just-
and he didn't care about you. Was that it?
he apparently didn't read the profile.
Okay.
Like, he just looked at my picture, and he was like happy that I looked like my picture.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so great, that's nice and all, but he was just so.
That's not a connection.
There was zero connection. There was no connection. But by the time I got home, I'm getting these messages from him that like he thinks we're soulmates and we should be together forever. And I just feel like a lot of guys out there don't have a whole lot to choose from, and so they see a decent looking girl who looks like her photos and they think, I want to make you mine, or I don't know. It just comes across very aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nicer to get the gradual.
I don't do online dating whatsoever anymore, but when I did, I'll tell you this much, like, I just don't like how aggressive it is. I don't like it. I feel like people are like, oh, well, there's not a whole lot to pick from, or what. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's just, and I don't like.
Well, see, it's.
You talk about in one of your podcasts about guys who don't have a shirt on in their pictures.
Oh yeah.
So listen, I went out with one of those too, and I'm like, I wish I could fix it with my friend, because when I met him, and he was a good-looking guy. I mean, he's a pharmaceutical rep. I went out with 6 pharmaceutical reps, by the way. They all look great in their pictures, but the picture he had, and he had his son in the photo, and that's what threw me off even more. I'm like, okay, wait, your kid's 4, and you have no shirt on, and you have your son in your photo. That's kind of weird to me.
Okay.
On your dating profile. But anyway, but after I talked to him, I'm like, this guy's a really nice guy. He was really nice. That was me. That was my ring hitting this.
Oh, I thought there was something over
Oh,
there.
no, sorry.
Like, what's that?
Sorry, not to make distractions, but no, he was a super nice guy, and he's a great dad, and he didn't even live that far from me. But the first thing I kept thinking was, oh my gosh, I should fix him up with so-and-so. I was not thinking about me whatsoever. I just was not interested whatsoever in him. But everything he would talk about, I'm like, oh my God, I got a girlfriend who I should fix you up with.
So you didn't like this? Like what point in time? When would
First
that-
date.
Oh, so when you first saw him. So what turned you off?
I don't know.
His shirt wasn't off?
No.
It's like, what?
No, but you know what he did get me hooked on?
What?
Diet Dr. Pepper and Fireball.
Oh.
A mixed drink.
Yeah,
And he
that's
didn't
not
even live far from me. It was great. And like he was sick and I took him soup one time. We had a good friendship, but I wasn't feeling the chemistry. But when the chemistry kind of started trying to go somewhere, it was all very kind of like gayish.
I don't know. See, I'm starting to think that chemistry has to do with how attracted you are to that person. and the
No,
looks.
everything with him was how can it be descriptive?
Yeah, this is sex
Okay,
dating.
okay.
And
So
we can
everything
swear and
was
everything.
smack me with a hairbrush on my ass and shove something up it.
Oh,
Like,
so that was immediately.
He gave me a dildo and he wanted me to shove it up him. And that was very awkward for me. And everything else would have been perfect with him. But then when all that, I'm like, okay, wait a second. Like, this is not like...
That's not a first date thing
No.
that you should be.
No.
talking about.
That was not a first date. That wasn't the first date. No, this is like many dates after when I was still trying to think about what
Oh.
friend I could fix him up with, whatever. But then that happened. And I'm like, I can't fix him up with any of my friends unless it's a gay dude because this guy is just not realizing that he needs to come out of the closet already because he wants me to do things to him and he's talking about these things where I'm like, I'm not really comfortable with that. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I will, but like, I still felt like he wasn't as into me as he should have been. It was kind of weird. But then years later, I get a text from him and he's like, hey, I'm going to be in Cleveland. You want to meet up for a game or do something? Like, it was just really weird. I don't know. I just feel like he's just denying himself what he should have in life. It was really weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Strange. I'm telling you, I could write a book on dating stories.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so could I.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, my book is coming out. I'm almost
plug.
done with the first part.
Oh, what is the name of your book, Brian?
It's well, it's based off of Is the Grass Greener on the Other Side.
It's never
But
green on the other side.
it's called How Many Shades of Grey Are There?
Oh, I like that. Great book, by the way. You ever read them?
Which one?
50 Shades of Grey. Did you read all the books?
Oh, no, there was a poor writer.
The books were great. The movie's not so great, but the books are
What?
great. I just had somebody tell me the other day I looked like the actress in that movie, and I looked it up, and I'm like,
No, you don't
absolutely
look-
no, I look nothing like her.
No, you don't look anything
well,
like
this,
her.
also this person was foreign. They're from Thailand, so they don't even know what they're
Oh,
talking about.
oh
I think,
yeah, all
so.
white
No.
people look the same. Yeah. That's right.
Just like all black people look the same, right? All white people look the
That
same.
is
and-
racist.
Oh, yeah. It's only racist if you're talking about how many black people look the same, but...
Okay, cracker. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, do you remember the term wannabe back in the day?
I don't think so.
Wannabes, remember?
No.
White, okay, wiggers. You remember the term wigger?
Oh yeah. I know
Okay,
that
so
one.
back in the day, so my mom, the whitest woman on earth, pastor's wife and, police chief's wife, is telling me how she saw a guy at the grocery store with his pants halfway down. And she's like, he was nothing but a
Oh.
wallaby.
What?
She meant a wannabe slash
wannabe.
wigger.
Oh,
She called him a
oh.
wallaby, and like he was an Australian animal. What are you talking about? It was the funniest thing. We still tease her about that
I
to
like
this very day.
wallabies.
Like they're so cute. I'm like, oh, I want to cuddle him. He's so cute. But yeah, that was so funny. It's nothing but a wallaby. I'm like, okay. My dad's like, no, honey, that is not what we saw.
Okay, I have a problem. I have a dating thing
Okay.
where, I kind of talked about this issue in previous podcasts, but, I kind of have a ongoing problem where when I'm online dating, as soon as I talk about my career, one person just disappeared and deleted their profile. It's like they weren't interested. Or the size of my car. Or
Wait. There's a thing about the size of your car on online dating? I didn't know that.
no, well, sometimes they ask me, what kind of car do you have? And I'm like, it's not a big deal to me.
A fuel efficient one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not attractive to have a fuel efficient.
Oh, it can be
Car.
trendy.
Yeah, great.
I don't know. I don't think about that so much. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't think about that so much. But isn't that
I don't
mean,
think I'm like the serial online dater though either. So I think that's the issue.
well, I'm not talking about serial dating either. I'm
No,
just talking
but
about.
online, like I don't know so much about the online dating world as much as you know, probably.
Yeah. Well, I'm all for, finding the connection, the love of my life, the match of a lifetime. I want that, I want that excitement in a relationship.
Yeah, that's hard to find with online dating because you don't feel like it comes natural. Like I said, I like where the one guy I dated, everything felt natural. Like we literally just kind of met each other and became friends, and then it kind of turned into more like it just felt very natural. Online dating feels very forceful to me.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't like it to be forceful.
No,
'Cause-
me either. No, me either.
No, because I'm like relaxed. I don't share everything. I don't
Right.
put forth my best jokes. And I mean, it takes time to get to know somebody. But everybody wants something like what I call, we live in the microwave age. Everybody wants something right this second,
Yep.
and it just doesn't work like that. At least for me.
No, I get it. No, it doesn't for me either.
I mean, like we've known each other for a while. Yeah, I mean, we talked here and there and stuff like that, and you weren't
That's another podcast.
you weren't exactly.
Forthcoming.
I don't know.
On board.
You weren't really interested, but I wasn't necessarily in the
No,
right
do we want to
place.
go there though? Do we want to go there? Because I wasn't in the right place either. Do you remember how this started?
Yeah, I know how it started.
So how did it start?
How do you think it started?
So we connected, and after me being on online dating for 2 days, I'm like, I'm getting off here. I can't do it. If you want to talk to me, here's my number. Vice versa. We shared the same. Like you were literally ready to like sign yourself off of it too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate online dating, but
So there
I
was
just,
you and another guy who I shared my phone number with and said, I'm getting off here.
Yeah.
I'm not cut out for this. I just can't. So then we started like that through the app, the WhatsApp app thing, talking. But we videoed right away because here's the thing. So I don't know if you know this, but so remember when I told you I'm like I'm not in any place to start dating somebody, and I just was out of a relationship and I got nervous. So we had a date set up and I canceled because I was nervous because I'm like I don't think I'm really over
Who had a date? Not me
you
and
and
you
I.
didn't.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We had something set up, and I said I'm gonna. I think we should cancel because I don't know that I'm in the right place. And you're like, listen, there's nothing wrong with finding a friend or just talking. And also, I came up with this game, like you were telling me about like how you counsel people and how you're like involved in relationships, and like that sucked me in. And you were so understanding. That's kind of why I was like, okay, sure.
Because I wasn't really in the right place. I mean, I like learning about people, and if it happens, it happens.
So that's how we met for the first time. Because I said you were so understanding, you were so kind about it. I was waiting for like a backlash because I've had that before when I did online dating in the past. Like
Yeah.
people would be like, "Oh, well, you kind of led me on," and then I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to be really honest with you." That's all I wanted was just to be very honest with somebody. And all of a sudden, found myself like backpedaling because I'm like, "No, I think I still have feelings for him, and that we might try to make it work and that kind of stuff." And you're like, "Okay, well." Never hurts to have a friend and we can talk about it. So we
Yeah, and I
videoed
love-
each other.
Yeah, I love to hear the happy ending.
Yeah, and
because
so
I
we-
need a happy ending.
So we videoed each other.
Yeah.
We talked and I realized you were real because I wasn't sure with your photos if you're real.
Well, see, somebody's mentioned that my
Wow.
my photos seem real, but you said something totally different.
I wasn't sure. I had been catfished before, so I was a little leery.
Oh,
You're a pretty guy, so what can I say?
I don't think I am.
I think you are.
I'm pretty. I'm not handsome, but I'm pretty.
You're handsome. It's a nice way of saying handsome, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just picking on you. But
We should also tell the audience about how, like, I got more interested in you the more I listened to your podcast.
I wish a lot of people were interested, but
No,
I don't- I
more,
don't
like
get-
you were way more relaxed listening to your podcast versus like us in person. And I got to know a certain side of you that made me want to know more.
well, me and Lisa had a fun rapport. It
Oh,
depends.
definitely. I loved listening to you and Lisa.
Yeah.
I want to meet her. I want to go have drinks with her. I think we'd have a great time, the
Oh,
three of us.
she would be a blast. I mean, I love her personality.
You're gonna feel like the third wheel. I feel like if we all go out together.
No, but she would never though.
She wouldn't. Why not?
No, I'm sure she hates me or something.
No.
Because she has that kind of
She's just mad that
mean
you.
streak. Yeah, she's
She's a little jaded. She thought she could have you easily, and then you can hear that in your podcast.
yeah.
You can tell that she was like
Well,
more
she-
into you because you weren't so into her. I could see it. I could hear it. You were just trying to be polite and nice, and she was like kind of hitting on you during
Well,
it.
see that's not really the thing. She was more sexual driven, and I was more emotionally driven. So we were, she
Well,
admitted
sometimes
it.
those two can
where-
come together and they can be good, but still,
No,
like,
they can't.
No?
Opposites don't attract. I keep on telling, every
Do you
time I
think
get
we're
on
opposites?
a
Do you
podcast,
think we're similar?
opposites don't attract. No, we
My
do-
dad calls it incompatibility. People are not
Yeah,
compatible. Like
well,
you got to be compatible.
right.
So he agrees to opposites don't attract.
I mean,
He's
there's
very
certain
wise.
opposite things where it turns into you complement each other.
Yeah, I get that. I agree completely. I love your openness, by the way.
Yeah.
I do. I like that.
So, we were talking about my dating issues about
Yes.
the size of my car or what I do for work. People just ghost me, or I guess it depends on.
I think
the
people
person.
think you're fake.
Yeah, but why would I be?
Well, you're very attractive, so I think people think like you're. I've been catfished. Like we talked about this a little bit.
Well,
before.
no, but you said that there was a lot of people that were attracted in your area when you started dating. Like a lot of those.
But I'm a female, it's
dermatologist
different.
or whatever it is.
I'm a female. It's different. Like it's different. Like I'm a semi-attractive female, so you get a lot more people. But I'm saying like being an attractive guy, I automatically assume that you're fake because with you I didn't because you're willing to FaceTime me, and so.
Well, see,
but I
that was
also
way
had a
after
guy
the fact.
FaceTime me.
I don't even get that
Catfish
far
me.
with people. See, that's the problem.
Your photos look like stock photos because they're so pretty.
Yeah, but
And
they're
that's
not
just you.
stock photos because
But they're just you. I know.
it's
I
like
know.
there's me.
And that's sad. I feel for you because it's just you being you, and people are judging a book by its cover, and they're assuming it's not real.
Yeah, but there was me sitting by a pool. There was me getting shot by foam or a squirt gun.
So you with the pizzas.
those
There's
aren't-
that one where you're like,
No, I sent that later on after I knew
Okay.
you better.
Okay.
But that wasn't on my profile.
I was only on the online dating thing for what, 2 days. I said 2 days, 1 day, 2 days.
Yeah,
That was too overwhelming. I can't do it.
I mean I can't
Can't
do
do
it
it.
to begin with because there's so much. I don't know, crap on there.
No, I agree. I agree.
It's just like anything else. I always use this reference. You go into a bar and, you want to have fun, get a few beers, maybe talk to a few people.
You don't drink at all. You don't
And,
have a few
well, no,
beers,
I'm
babe.
just saying. I can send you a virtual beer online. You know what I mean?
That's never happened to me. I don't know what that is.
Oh, just a pretend beer. Here, let me send you a virtual
Oh,
beer.
I've never heard of
And
that.
then I give you an emoji of a beer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah, that's cute. I've never had that done, but that's cute. I like it.
Well, I have my cute moments, but it's like,
You do. Mm-hmm.
so what was I going to say? I forget. No, I'm kidding.
Should we tell them I'm rubbing your hand right now to like relax you? No?
No, well,
It's a
doesn't
hand
matter.
massage. Hand massages are great, so.
Yeah, I need to relax. I have too
I'm
much
trying. I
stress
know,
in my
you do.
life.
He's got a lot of stress in his life, so.
Did I lose my train of thought?
Oh my goodness. I think I feel good that you lose your train of thought. Makes me feel good.
I don't know. That's not good. It's almost like a guy thing where the blood drains out of one head and goes in the other head. And we're like, duh.
Threaten me
What's-
with a good time.
yeah, whatever. So on my profile, I'm worried about. I like people to learn about me, the content of my character, rather than what car do I drive or what job do I have.
Correct. I agree.
You know,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's more important to me. Or have some kind of interest, or ask questions. I mean, a lot of women just don't ask any questions, and
You brought your game to our first date.
well, because those are things that we can
We
talk
talked about, and
Yeah.
we did video chats about it too. So
Yeah, so I thought that would
yeah,
be
breaks the
something you
ice.
would be interested in. Yeah.
Definitely. I like questions and answer games. I like those.
Or there was this that just reminds me of a person who sent me a text message. Now her message was, "I'm a miserable person." That's what she let off with.
She's
And
got to work on
I'm
that.
depressed all the time, but I'm
Oh my
cute on
goodness.
top of you. That's what she sent me. And that's just, most guys would say, okay, well, let me come to your house and
Let's
I'll
see
just
how
bend
cute you are on
over.
top of me.
Right, exactly. And I'm not that kind of a person. Because
You need the emotional connection, definitely, for sure.
I definitely need that emotional connection.
I mean, she was trying to be witty and cute. I give her that, but
No, but she's
That's too much.
continually stressing that she's depressed all the time.
well, you feel like too that she sent it to 25 people and not just you. Like that's what I would think.
Yeah, but that's a turnoff. It's like, let's
yes.
have fun. Let's learn about each other. It's like, okay, well, let's get you off of the depression
Train.
Ferris wheel or train or whatever you want to call it. And let's just find out, what we have in common and go from there.
Right.
And have fun with our passions. It's like pulling teeth with a lot of these people.
I get it.
I'm like, really? It's like, what do you do?
I don't know.
I mean,
I just don't ever see me ever doing the online dating thing ever again, ever whatsoever. I don't like it. Hate it. Not a fan. Nope.
Yeah,
People are
but
too
how-
fake, and I lucked out when I met somebody like you, and we became good friends. And one thing led to a podcast, and
Yeah, well,
whatever. But I'm
you
just
never
saying,
know.
I just think that, there was something about you that made me say, hey, let me grab your number because I'm getting off this because I cannot do it. I just can't. And something stuck.
Yeah, but online dating isn't totally bad.
No,
but
it's not.
You'll get,
It's vetting people out, and I get it. And you can
Right.
filter things out, and it's great, but it loses all sense of, what's natural. So you typically, think about it. Some of your best relationships you've ever had in the past, before online dating, how do they happen?
texting.
Naturally. Well,
That's not natural.
no. Even before texting, because or you bump into somebody, you start talking to them, and then, okay, even when texting came into place, so you text here and there, but there's something that forms a natural. You start learning about each other, you become friends, and then there's something that kind of turns into an
Yeah,
attraction.
but not when you grew up on texting and looking at your phone. And,
But I didn't grow up on texting. I'm looking at my
oh
phone.
my gosh, you were so old. No, I'm just kidding.
You're way older than me. You're way older than me. It's not even fair to say.
I'm kidding. You're not going to beat me up for that, are you?
You want me to?
Well, so you gotta keep in mind on some of these people on when they grew up, what time frame. I know it's natural to talk face to face because you're a natural salesman.
Okay.
But
Is that
some
what I am?
people
Am I?
some
Natural
people don't have that talent.
It's not a talent. I don't consider it a talent. It's just
Now it is.
it's
in,
basic skills for me.
in
I
the
don't
phone
consider-
texting era. Yeah, sure. Where
Well.
everybody doesn't talk face to face, or they're not like my grandparents. They met at a soda shop.
That's cute. I grew up where I loved Wonder Years. That's my favorite show ever.
Yeah, that is a great
Wonder
show.
Years. It's
yeah.
amazing, isn't it? Winnie Cooper, Fred Savage.
Yeah, and I love the music
Love it. Me
along
too.
with it.
I rewatched it so many times. I even had my kids rewatch it with me. That's how great it is. Yeah.
I think I have all the CDs, all the episodes.
Let's go slow dance to 'em.
They're not music CDs.
Oh.
No, they're
You mean
the actual
DVDs.
TV shows.
You mean
yeah.
DVDs, not CDs.
Oh, I don't know the difference because
Because
I
you're
was
10 years
born in
older
the
than me.
USB era.
Stop
All I know
it.
is USB and MP3.
Oh my Okay.
I'm just kidding. You know I'm picking on you, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
What was I gonna say?
You keep losing your train of thought for some reason.
Yeah. You made me lose my train of thought quite a bit.
Anyways, so ask me. You want to ask questions about my past history? Like, ask me anything you want to know. And I'll tell you. No, not yet. No, too soon.
I don't know. I'm not sure what to ask. I mean, there's quite a bit. I mean, I can go through my list.
Go through your list. Treat me like you would anybody else.
We'll spray your hair red. And
I apologize for all the
we'll flip you
redheaded
around.
subchildren. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay.
Are you
yeah.
losing your train of thought?
No, I've got a little ADD when it comes to sex. So
Really?
you know that a little bit. Want to ride bikes?
I'm trying to figure out how to close this podcast.
There's no way to close it. So we were going to talk about.
Oh yeah, you said that that people would be curious on how some of my hosts, how we met each other.
Oh yeah, I said okay. So I said to him one day, I'm like, okay, so how do you know Lisa? How do you know like? I was very curious, like how, and some people just assume that he was on dates with these people, like or dated them or whatever. That's not always the case. So.
I don't know if me and Lisa dated, but we did meet online.
I love that story.
It's like, you know,
like, I got enthralled. I love listening to you guys online together because I felt like you guys had a good chemistry. But I felt like I said, she was a little thirsty for you. So.
No, well, she was great. She had a great positive personality, and
she swallowed your face. Edit later or no? Keep it. I'd keep it. She swallowed his face when she kissed him for the first time. She really did. It was too much.
No, see, people don't know that part.
I do. I thought you talked about it.
No, I didn't talk about it on my podcast.
Oh shoot! I'm getting it mixed up. Talking to you versus talking
I'll be
to your
podcast.
I'd keep it if I were you. People are gonna want to tune in even more now.
No, because a porn star doesn't know anything about
emotional connection. No, she doesn't whatsoever.
She doesn't know anything about sex.
I still want to know how you went out on a date with a porn star.
Well, she wanted to meet other guys just to have sex.
Yeah, but what were your filters? If you're online dating, like what made you meet up with somebody like that? Like I don't see you meeting up with somebody like me, meeting up with somebody like that. If your filters are like,
there is no filter that says no porn stars. That's not an option. It's either men, female, bi, or everybody. So I picked
women. I
feel
like weren't you a little curious?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I was curious about her background and why she thought it was okay to just bring guys in there.
Okay, so your first date ever.
She was interesting, period.
Well, your first date ever. When did you finally know that she was a porn star? First date?
Not necessarily. I mean, we talked for a while. I didn't think I knew until after a while, and I asked her.
There's no way that your career doesn't come up somewhere there, though. That's what I'm saying. Weren't you curious what she did for a living?
Yeah, but
or did it like enthrall you enough that you were like enough, like physically enough connected to her, or like kind of?
She wasn't upfront like that at the beginning. She I think she said something.
Was her picture that great that you were like, I want to keep knowing more. I want to keep knowing more.
I mean, she was cute.
Well, it had to be. I mean, it's all physical. It's all very superficial at first. It's all about pictures and chemistry, and I get it completely. So you were being kind of superficial, and you saw something that looked good to the eye and pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, but
and so you were still wanting to know more.
Yeah, I usually look at the content, and if I have something in common, immediately.
Because you were both porn stars.
Yeah, whatever. No, we're not both porn stars.
I'm just kidding. No, I like listening to you guys on air. I think she's good on air with you. I definitely agree.
Yeah, I love talking
What
with her.
did I tell you? I said that she and I can go out and have drinks and have a great time, right?
Yeah, I think she would be a blast just to go out with. Yeah,
I think so too. Lisa, hit us up one night.
No, I don't think.
That's not gonna happen.
She would be
no
very
time soon.
angry.
She'd be very angry. Why?
Uh,
She's not a jealous person. I don't strike her as a. She doesn't strike me as a jealous person.
well, she had a hang up about Beth. Just like, I'm thinking eventually you will. And that's where things usually
My hang
go.
up on Beth will be if you have a hang up on Beth.
I don't. I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't like, and that we didn't mesh on.
I feel like Beth and I could be kindred spirits. I feel like we have a lot in common. To a degree.
Yeah, to a degree, you guys do have a lot of, past experiences.
Yeah, so that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing.
It doesn't mean that you can't be in a healthy relationship with somebody else just because she and I have something in common. I mean, I just think that, I don't know. I think your experiences with Beth made you who you are now in a relationship, and I think you're probably better off knowing those things than you were before.
No, I in a lot of times or a lot of ways, I wish I'd never met her, because it kind of beat me down quite a bit, and I'm not that strong, man anymore.
But how do you? Okay, so here's the question I have for you. So you loved her enough to where she had such a take on your she had a hold on you completely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
But she does, and she still does, I think.
No, she doesn't, because she
Yeah,
destroyed me
you-
because she used me throughout the whole relationship.
Okay, but you still talk to her. You still want to fix her.
No, she's
So-
not fixable because she's so stubborn.
But at what point are you going to move on and think that, okay, I can be with somebody else and not have to worry about fixing Beth?
No, I am moved on.
Maybe Beth doesn't be fixed.
No, nobody can be fixed. I mean, you're just like you. I mean, you wanna fix people,
Mm-hmm.
and
I do.
if people just don't want the advice, don't want to be fixed, it's not your problem.
But you feel I feel you're very hung up on Beth.
Yeah, but I'm not. I mean, in
Sure?
a sense, I care
You
about
still
her.
talk
Sure.
to her though.
Not really.
You do.
No, not really.
You still try to help her through her problems and help her see her way through.
No, I mean, she's always going to have the same problems over and over again.
How many times a week do you talk to her?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a long time.
What's a long time?
I don't know. Maybe a couple years?
A couple years? For real?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought you guys talked on a weekly basis for some reason.
Oh, no. We used to talk like 10, 20 times a day.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm sorry. I just assumed that you guys talked on a weekly basis.
Oh, no.
And I was okay with it. I really was.
No, but I'm not.
Because I
okay
kind of
with
feel
it.
like you're in a healthy place now compared to where you were.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I feel like you're hung up on her to a degree, but I don't think it's like something we can't get over.
No, she was very unhealthy. So there's nothing to be hung up on. See,
But you
that's
still
that
talk to
part I
her
don't
exes,
get.
though, right?
Well,
Like
Ken,
you have a common ground with some of her exes.
yeah, Ken became a friend, and then I tried to fix him because
No, I can
he was
understand
getting
completely.
over her.
I
And
understand
I'm
it
like,
completely.
don't even go there. Don't do that because she's so messed up.
Yeah, you're like giving him like you're trying to give him a lot of good advice, like what to prevent him from doing because you were there and you done that. You got the T-shirt and you're like, hey, dude, don't do this, right?
Yeah, because she's so
it.
manipulative, she'll just destroy you.
But I had no idea you hadn't talked to her in 2 years. I would have thought you talked to her last week. I feel like she's that present still.
No,
And it's okay if she is. I mean,
no, I mean she's not. I don't know. That kind of hurts my feelings because Lisa used to do that to me all the time.
No, well, it hurts mine too, though, a little bit, because I'm being very accepting and I'm trying to be very, like, open. And I'm just saying, like, I don't want to judge you. I'm trying to let you navigate those waters the way you have to. But, like, the way you talked about her, she felt very present in our relationship.
Oh. No, she just has a lot of issues that are just like Lisa. I mean, Lisa has a lot of issues that are interesting.
Yeah.
Or my son's mother. She has
But,
a
like,
lot of
I feel like I could hang out with Lisa and have a common ground with her. I don't know that I could hang out with Beth and have a common ground with her.
What do you mean common ground?
I feel like I'm territorial over you enough that I'd be like, bitch, please. You didn't do him right. You were not good to him. You weren't. Lisa, I feel like, is more neutral. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, Lisa would probably punch me in the face.
I feel like she's
if
more
I saw
safe.
her. Yeah, she would be.
She's more safe. I just feel she's more safe. I feel like Beth is more like, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like you're way more emotionally invested in Beth than you ever were Lisa. Ever. Completely.
Yeah, I think Lisa felt that too. But I'm not. It's just
No,
just
but Beth
baffling
Beth
that I
did a
can't
number on
solve
you.
a problem.
Yeah, and yeah, I get it. No, I'm with you too. I'm a fixer. Like we talked about it. We're both fixers, aren't we? I get it. We
But-
both mean well. Our intent is, we have a good heart. We mean well completely. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, but there's a time to. I mean, it's nice to talk about your past. It's nice to understand who you are today because of your past.
But I want to know that
But-
you're over your past.
Yeah,
Are you over your past?
yeah, it's totally destructive. At least that past. And
And
I
your
don't want.
past, though. Are you
I don't want. I just want to move forward.
okay? All right, that's good.
But
No, it's
people
good to
can
know.
relate with some of those issues.
No, and I can relate to you too. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna judge you for it. I wanna be able to relate to you. I'm saying, like, I just want to know, are you ready to move forward from it?
I've already moved forward.
Okay.
I've already took that leap.
Okay.
I've already thrown my hot dog down the hallway.
No, don't say that. I forgot, but I love that saying. It's so great though, isn't it? Hey, this is not the hallway he's talking about, just so everyone knows, for clarification purposes.
Some people will probably say, "What hot dog? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why are you throwing hot
Whose
dogs?"
hallway?
No, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
But a lot of people can learn from narcissism,
Oh, completely.
from
Trust me. I know.
gaslighting, from passive aggressive,
Yeah.
and all these accumulate with that past relationship.
I agree.
And one thing that's not readily available is a lot of psychologists aren't talented or focused on trauma victims in that particular area. So that's one of the reasons why I have this podcast, and that's why the reasons why I go back to, the abusive past of Beth, and I gave Beth a chance to make her peace and talk about what we need to talk about, and you learned who she is. I don't want to put
Yeah.
her under the bus.
I don't either, because I kind of feel like I have certain things in common with Beth, but like I just kind of think that, I don't know.
Yeah, because she's going through a lot of painful things, and she's trying to grow from it.
But you're saying that, but it's been 2 years since you've talked to her.
Yeah,
So you don't even know where she's at to this day. Like, she could be like light years away from where she was 2 years ago, right?
doesn't matter.
It matters, because growth means a lot. Like, she might not be anywhere near what you remembered 2 years ago. Right?
I doubt that.
I give her a little more credit. I think she's probably bettered herself a little bit, and I'm gonna guess that.
I don't
like,
think so, because I know a lot about her past. I've known her for a long time,
I understand.
and she's done the same thing.
I think I give the benefit of the doubt too much. I think that's the downfall.
Right. Well, she's read a lot of books. She says, "Oh, I understand myself. I know not to do that," but she does it anyways because it's ingrained in her. Her father taught her how to be manipulative, She grew up that way. She was abused when she was younger. But that doesn't
Well,
that doesn't go away very easily.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But it doesn't. It's also not an excuse for people because, I mean, if I told you my whole past, like you might. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like she constantly talks about this guy Nate who destroyed her life, which made her question everything about guys.
Yeah.
And not trust guys, including me.
Yeah. Well. Oh well, her loss, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think so.
But she's the she's the worst offender.
I know.
Dating guys that are married.
But you still will always. You're always going to have an unconditional love for her, and I can respect that. I get it.
No, there is a condition.
What's the condition?
Don't abuse me. Don't abuse my kids. Don't abuse.
I don't know that she ever knew she was abusing your kid. I don't think she realized. I don't think she knew that she was doing that.
Well, at least for me, I mean, don't introduce kids in a certain situation.
We've talked about that before with each other. Like I get it. I understand. So.
Yeah, because my son doesn't need that.
No, not at all.
That attachment, and then all of a sudden.
Nope, I agree completely. Nope.
They disappear. It's just. Yeah, it's just rough. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you're a good dad. Good guy. I respect you for that, so. Okay, well, if you guys have any questions, email us. Can't wait to hear. I think we opened a whole new can of worms, but it's all good.
And you're saying that?
I am saying that. I am saying that.
I'm saying like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please, to
this
us.
podcast.
Yes, completely.
Because I'm pouring.
If you want to know how this ends between the two of us, I'm just kidding. If you want the deets, hit us up, subscribe.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll continue to read the emails, and we can put your questions on the podcast.
We might even bring my son into the thing because Isaiah, he's got a lot of things. Oh, I'm sorry. I has a lot of things. Like, can't call him by his name, so yeah.
I has a lot of things.
I. We're gonna call him just I instead of Isaiah.
We can say first names.
Okay, Isaiah. Yeah, he would love. My son is like totally loving doing podcasts and reality TV and all that kind of stuff, and he does stand-up comedy and all. Yeah, he's wanting in on this, so he loves it. So, yep. Subscribe, ask us all questions, and we will help you out. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.